The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the first day of April, 2022. Welcome to the Daily Hour, brought to you by Medical House One Communications and Lindo's. I'm Jamal Hartman. She's Sherry Vanderpool, and Leanna Lambert will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in her news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Sherry?
Yes.
I just tell you and Leanna backstage. Don't start. This is April Fools. Don't bring it.
Why would you even start off so harshly this morning?
Innocent, nice, quiet people that usually, you expect it from me, but it's usually the innocent, nice and quiet people that come up with these pranks and stuff. And so, I'm just trying to figure out if you guys have been plotting or anything. I'm a little paranoid, and
You shouldn't be, Jamal. I had a rough week. I didn't have no time for thought about you.
Okay, all right, that's fair. I can't believe I'm never on your mind, but anyway,
Never.
Yeah, whatever. She loves lying to you all. You know what's crazy though? I thought about. I'm like a comedian on the show on April Fool's Day. I don't feel safe.
As you shouldn't.
I don't.
The nice, quiet ones. Nothing happens to them. They don't want to hurt our feelings.
Yeah. Well, hey, I just want before we look, Mr. Fotogenik, I just want to say this much to him because he is an entertainer, comedian, and I don't want him living in fear because of what happened at the Oscars. So please know that our audience doesn't slap, neither do our hosts. So you can say what you like. It's all pure entertainment. Let me get that out. Anyways, greetings everyone. And thanks for making us part of your daily routine. Another good one to end the work week. As I just stated, Mr. Fotogenik is dropping by with DJ Rusty G to hey, they're discussing their new release, and folks, download it. I'll wait till they come to tell you what I really loved about it, but I think others will really love what I loved about it. It's something that we always speak about Rusty, but we'll talk about when they come on. But Bumpin', go check it out. It's available for purchase now. The Daily Player, Sherry trying to stump the stumpster. It never really works out in her favor, but she gets a few victories here.
You almost got Larry and Sancha yesterday. Larry came through and Sancha was like me. Yeah, Larry. Yeah, that's it right there.
She did do that, didn't she?
She did.
I didn't. You know what?
Sancha, I love you.
Yeah. Speaking of Sancha, folks, it's Sancha's birthday today. So please, audience, will you join us in wishing our dear teammate a happy we're not. Look, at the end of the day, we're gonna give a little birthday tribute later, but because of how Leanna and Sherry ruined the birthday song for Larry, right?
Never.
Because they drowned me out with whatever I don't know if it was noise or words or singing, but because
it was called vocals.
Vocals. Oh, okay. But whatever that sound was that they did, we're not gonna do the singing for Sancha today. We have a different little tribute that hopefully she appreciates. And Larry, I'm still so apologetic about last week. I've been trying to
Larry loved it.
No, I thought that we should invest in vocal therapy for Leanna and Sherry, but we're gonna leave that alone. But happy birthday to you, Sancha. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, wishing you the greatest of days, many more years of health and happiness to you. Angeline Butler giving you a shout out to happiest of birthdays to you. So obviously hot show yesterday, folks. We did discuss the leadership situation and politics in Bermuda, another resignation. We will be replaying that show today. It did not record yesterday, so we had to wait until last night. When the shows don't record, it's only happened twice, because I don't do my job, and when I don't do my job properly, things like that happen. But we
You
have to
got
wait until.
excited, Jamal. You got
Um,
excited. So you was just, all over the place, but fabulous show yesterday.
oh,
Loved it.
you were there? I
I,
didn't.
I was.
Oh, right. Yeah. Audience trying to be rude to me as usual.
No,
Um,
I wasn't this time. I was exercising actually and listening.
Okay, well, good stuff. We appreciate you. So today, folks, I want to just twist it a little, because throughout the pandemic, Sherry, you've seen a lot of people. We couldn't go to places, we couldn't go to stores, we couldn't go to restaurants, right? And so people were getting frustrated. Why doesn't this store have a website? Why doesn't this store have social media? Um, and to be very honest with you, it got me thinking, and I started thinking of what like what do I use that doesn't have a web presence? And I
Mhm.
realized in these United States of America, I actually spend a lot of money in places that don't have a web presence.
Really?
I do. And I will share with you some of those things throughout this show. But the question that's been across our social media channels is, do you believe a business needs a web presence to be successful? Now, interestingly enough, it was split between yes and depends, right? But
Mhm.
not many people said no, which shocked me, right?
Right.
Especially knowing Bermuda's so small. And truthfully, it reminded me of the old thing when I first did sales, where people felt I don't need to advertise, which I just find incredibly crazy, right?
Mhm.
Um, you don't understand how much better business could be for you if you actually did put more effort into getting out there in people's faces. But small town, they don't think like that. They think word of mouth, or I'm not spending money. They look at it as an expense. But the question is, do you believe a business needs a web presence to be successful? And what I would encourage people to do, there's no right or wrong answer to this.
Mm.
But think about the businesses that you spend money at, the necessities, the necessary stuff, and ask yourself, were you influenced to purchase anything at these places because of a web presence, or maybe even advertising? Ask yourself that before you are so quick to say, oh, why don't businesses have websites or social media? Think about it, because we don't think about it. We traditionally think, oh, the world is on the internet these days, which it kind of probably is.
Yeah. Well, it's there two different things because I think for Bermuda, they may intertwine social media as a website.
Well, no, no,
Um,
no, no. Let me stop you there. It
okay.
says nothing about website. It says web presence. Web presence
Web
means
presence.
social media. It means internet. Period. So it doesn't mean website.
Ah,
It doesn't. That's where the key word is presence.
well, I'm glad you made that distinction because I think persons may have thought just website. So, do you need a web presence to be successful? I think so. I think your web presence is the gateway to your business. I think it sets the tone for what it may be. And I think that it invites people to know exactly what your products, your presence, whatever you're selling or whatever you're trying to give value for, is on showcase. So I definitely think a web presence is important for a business to be successful. So
Hmm.
I'll be interested to hear what your thought is, Jamal.
I thought, oh, you don't want to hear that. Linda Tucker says, I would not say need, but it's definitely beneficial. Ooh, Linda, there we go.
Hmm.
I see where you're going. Tanya Cheeseman says, in Bermuda, I would usually look to see what they sell, and if it interests me, then I will go and visit if there's a storefront. Okay, so I'll give you my answer. Do I believe a business needs a web presence to be successful? It depends.
Mm.
It depends for this reason. Chinese restaurants don't, most of them that I eat at don't have a web presence. But those bad boys are busy.
Hmm.
The cleaners where I take my suits to be cleaned, they don't have even an email. But that place is full of rich white people in West Palm Beach. They don't have a web presence. Those are two
Interesting.
things I use. Gas station. I don't buy gas at the brother down the street because he has a web presence. I buy it because I need the gas and it's convenient and accessible to me. So it depends though, and this is why. If I want something to make this show better, like a mic or
Hmm.
a camera, you best believe I'm going on the internet reading some stuff. You best believe I'm doing my research. You better believe that depending on the type of equipment I need, I'm going to go online and look for do some comparisons and see so
Right.
on. I also may see if they have a social media presence based on the kind of equipment I'm looking at and see what are some of the reviews, what are some of the examples for it. So for
Hmm.
me, I don't think it's a right answer or a yes or no answer. I say it really depends on industry. It depends on product. It depends on service. But
Absolutely.
I completely do understand people who say yes, because if the majority of stuff that you're purchasing, right, um, it's not convenient for you, it's not accessible to you, and it's something that costs a lot of money. Let's be honest. If it's costing, you want to ensure like this is a legit company. For instance, a web presence gives credibility, right?
Yes. And again, depending on the product, it could be new.
Mhm,
When you look at the web presence and you talk about Facebook and different other
mhm,
entities that may be getting things from different areas, and then you get it because
mhm.
they have a great presence, and you get the item and it's like for a kid,
Yeah.
then the credibility of it is like, is this necessarily true?
Mhm,
In addition to something that you think you're going to get there in a week, and then it takes about 4 weeks, sometimes 2 months, and so forth.
mhm,
So it just, you definitely at the end of the day just have to do your research all together. Even
mhm.
the things that don't have a web presence, you do your research. You may ask somebody, how is that restaurant? Did you hear about that restaurant by word of mouth, Jamal, or just driving by?
Mm. I think I was just driving by and saw something that was close.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah. And that works too.
Yeah.
Depending on the neighborhood that you're in.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. Neighborhoods are important in this. Trust me, folks. Canada Island Burgess, Island Empress Burgess says it all depends on your target market and your locale. As I tell all my clients, also depends on if the business owner wants to increase clientele. And many I approach are good as is, stagnant, so they don't need anything and they don't want to invest. And this
Hmm.
is something I ran into Bermudian businesses. They don't want to grow, so they don't want to spend on advertising. They look at it as an expense. They don't want a website. People know who they are. So that's a good point, Connect, right there. Michelle White says a web presence helps people find a business. It doesn't have to market, but even just to have contact and location info at a minimum. Indeed, but some
Yeah.
people again don't even believe that that expense is worth it. They, like I think Connect just explained it. They have their clients. They feel like again market. Okay, finding their business when you're driving on that highway or driving on that expressway, and that's big sign says dry cleaners here. That to them is giving you the information they need to for you to. That's how I found them. Seriously, I just
Yeah.
was driving on it, came off the turnpike, looked, said, "Oh, dry cleaners." 2 minutes from the house, I went there. No web presence, not even an email. Sam Cat Place says it depends on product or service, need or want. Word of mouth for me seems to go where I go. Seems to be where I go, but I'm not really influenced to buy stuff because of a website. And I don't think it's necessarily, as I think
Yeah.
Michelle said, to buy stuff. It's more or less like for me, I go on there to look at
Research.
contact information, like figure out are there any reviews. As actually Nachika Trot writes, while your cleaner may not have a web presence, there are reviews of the business. Well, again, the web presence it's not again it depends, but
Hmm.
I will say being in the US, reviews are something that people look for. You
I definitely do.
Yeah,
I am a review person, and then I review the review. I try to
yeah,
check to make sure that that review is true, or there's plenty of different companies that have put me in that space
mhm.
to ensure that what it is that I want to purchase or uh, service that I want to obtain is correct, and then I ask people.
Sherry, have you written a bad review before?
Mm. Don't get me started on the storage company that I had to use. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You didn't strike me as a person that's wrote a bad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I waited. I was calculating, I waited, and I was like, oh, you thought I forgot. Is how I started it off.
Oh,
Yeah. You thought,
well,
yeah.
hey, folks, I'll tell you this much. If you want a response from a company and a bad review, just tweet them. Just tweet them.
You said, Jamal. You said.
Yeah, they respond very fast on Twitter. Trust me. If you ever have a complaint, just go to Twitter. Again, question of the morning: do you believe a business needs a web presence to be successful? I think Sherry, you said your answer was yes. My answer was
Yeah.
it depends on product service. Mishka Fubler says it depends on the product/service. For staple items, they are frequently purchased. Web presence is much less important than proximity. For everything else, I prefer business with web presence. Michelle White says, but if you were locked at home and needed to find the nearest cleaners, you would go afar and likely miss that one you saw from the highway. Connect Island Empress Burgess says, in the US, reviews are ideal, but moreover in Bermuda, with Magis List Facebook groups, reviews is increasing locally. Is that a review group? Or
And
never
so,
mind. No,
yeah.
nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I could go there because people don't
Go
get
ahead,
mad at
you
me.
do
But
it.
it is that a review list or a popularity place, or a place where you can get your finger ready, Jamal, or your place where you can bitch and complain, about things.
I
Um,
missed it. Please.
oh,
Go
sorry.
ahead.
Get on it. Get on it. About things that are irrelevant.
Yeah.
Put that on
Well,
Madge's list, please.
well, I'm glad you said that, though. I mean, popularism. I think we get confused in Bermuda sometimes with popularism, and reviews and good and bad. But
Posting.
yeah,
I don't
it's it's interesting. I don't know if there's a true review site, but um, Nachika Trot says there are many business reviews on Google Map of Bermuda. Um, I would love to go in there and see some of those reviews. Anyway, question of the morning: do you believe businesses need a web presence to be successful? Let's speak specifically about Bermuda. Let's speak because I know a lot of complaints were made when the Bermudians were on lockdown. We were shut down. People were saying, "Oh, how does this company not have a web presence, or how do they not update their social media? How are they not able to purchase on their website as of yet?" Like, does it determine whether or not you do business with that company? And Janine Butler says yes, and especially with certain generations who solely rely on an internet or social media presence. For instance, people don't buy newspapers, etc. I mean, is it because the internet, or the news is just, well, we'll leave that alone. From that place,
daunting.
I definitely wouldn't consider Marge list and the list like to be credited review sites, and the like to be
And the
credited
like.
review site.
Mhm.
What a joke. And Knet's laughing with you all. She says yes, reviews, complaints, and what people are searching for. Go ahead, Shay.
No, and I would, and they do have some positives when people are doing positive reviews about locals on the island. But as far as needing a web presence during the pandemic, I do feel like businesses in Bermuda need to update their presence in that manner, because not only in the pandemic did we need you in a certain light, but afterwards some people are still not going to the grocery store. Some people would still like to order things online.
Mhm.
Some people would like to still have that as a option.
Mm,
And we don't have that, and I feel like Bermuda needs to step it up. You're not going to be probably what happens in the United States, but step up the presence where people can at least buy the basics
mm.
online, and
Yeah,
create opportunities for other people to be able to assist in that manner.
I hear you. I would love to speak to a business, and I don't know if any businesses are tuned in to see if it's really worth it in the market, in Bermuda's market, because I know that people are saying it, but sometimes the consumers doesn't know what they want and what's best for them. That's just the reality. Steve Jobs
Mhm.
didn't ask people what they wanted. Keep in mind, most of you who have iPhones, if he would have asked you about that, you would have probably said no. Sometimes businesses do what they believe is best to generate a buck. And for them, spending money on an extreme web presence, they might not believe is worth the amount of money they have to put in versus what they're going to get for a couple people who may think they need a web presence. I don't know. That's not our situation. We obviously have a web presence. Here we are. But let's go to a few more comments and bring Leanna in. Headley and Stevenson Swan, computer savvy people. Yes. However, I am representing us, unsavvy people. We revert to the my goodness. They still have phone books, Headley? And the
For
yellow
real.
pages for it? No, I'm joking. But revert to phone book, newspaper, and word of mouth, elbow cough. Seriously, do they still have yellow pages in the phone book?
I don't know. I go online.
No, I'm not joking. Okay. We love you, Headley. Natika Trot says with the parking in Hamilton, it does matter. If I cannot go online and find their presence, I move on. Well, Nachika, again, let me ask you, what's the when you speak of parking in Hamilton, is it a lack of parking or is it the cost of parking? And
Probably
if that's the case, if it's the cost of parking, then what's the cost of them doing it online versus parking in Hamilton? It's just like I asked, what's the cost to feed the horse versus put gas in your car?
Mm,
You see me? So
yeah.
Rashida Godwin says having a web presence is an added advantage, but it depends on the type of business. Indeed. And we have a confirmation. Yellow pages still do exist. Let's bring Leanna into the conversation. See, hey folks, we got a hot show, and look, brother Rusty G is bringing Brother Janik on, and I just realized this morning that Brother Janet's coming on April Fools. I'm just hoping he don't bring none of those jokes on us because I don't know who to trust on a morning like this, right? But let me say this, Brother Janet, if you do have jokes on Sherry and Leanna, I'm all good with it. We don't slap on this show. We're not gonna Will Smith you, none of that. Our audience, they don't spit, they don't shout, they're not violent. So bring your jokes, but just don't make me the butt of it. All right, Sherry and Leanna, that's for a game. That's for a game, right? All right. Let's bring Lee and get that news done. And hey Lee, how you doing?
You know what? I'm confused. I don't know how to dress in this country right now. 1 minute I am freezing, hence the huge turtleneck, and I bet you if I walk outside, I'm gonna feel warm. So I'll probably change maybe 3 times before I actually leave the house today. But you know what? It's Friday. I'm happy. Let's go with it.
We love it. Yeah, you look a bit cold, Lee.
I do. I feel cold.
No worries. So Lee, it is Sancho's birthday, right? But unfortunately, we're not going to sing today. I know because due to the weather, and we know that because hot and cold, we know that you all's vocals a bit down. So I didn't want to put you in a precarious position.
It would be us, right? Okay.
Right.
But Lee, do you have an opinion on a web presence real quickly before we go to the news?
I mean, I think I kind of I toe the line with you when it comes to web presence, dependent upon jurisdiction and, proximity and where you're at. And then I feel like as if COVID definitely forced Bermuda to kind of step into the rest of the world's movements. Because I mean, I remember being in school and I ordered everything. That was back in 2012. So yeah,
lucky.
I mean, not trying to
have
call
that,
out anybody's age right now.
But okay.
We were waiting on 2-day bank drafts. Like, what are you talking about?
Remember the 1-800 collect and all that stuff as well? Like it was a different era. I mean,
wire transfers and stuff.
I'm not as good as Sherry.
No bank drafts, Leanna. Go to the bank, mail it. Wait for 2 days to clear it. Like
you're gonna have to tell me about that one. I wasn't in that day.
Can we come back to 2022? Going back in the 60s.
We can.
Oh, okay. Anyway, let's go over Lee. Let's hit that news break.
One second. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Looks like news just got a bit interesting. We might have another ministerial portfolio resignation.
Girl, shut.
Oh gosh.
Breaking news on a daily hour. Okay.
Over to you. Check your phone.
Okay. Over to you, Lee.
All right. Thanks, Jamal and Sherry, and happy first day of the month to all of those who are tuned in with us this morning. And I'm wishing a very happy birthday to our very own Sancha this morning. I hope you and everyone is having a great start to what we're calling a fantastic Friday. I'm Leanna Lambert, and it's time for the Daily Hour News Break brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Well, in today's top stories, sadly, the island has recorded yet another COVID-19 related death, bringing the Bermuda's death toll to 128. However, there has been a slight drop in active cases as 108 new cases have been recorded in the latest more than 4,000 test results. Now, there are currently 238 active cases, of which 7 people are in hospital, with 1 person in intensive care, and there have been 110 recoveries. Now, while cases are on a slight decline, Health Minister Kim Wilson said restrictions have been relaxed. She warned the public not to get complacent. Ms. Wilson said businesses and other services should devise their own mask wearing policies and devise a contingency plan to support contact tracing and to alert health officials to COVID-19 cases. Now, she also appealed for social events to be held outdoors. Now, just a reminder to everyone, as of today, the new mask policy will come into effect. The use of masks indoors has been eased this week, but they are still required for these places. Travel by bus or ferry, excluding the outside decks, as well as taxi, limousines, or minibuses for passengers and operators. Working in visiting health services such as doctors or dentists, nurses, or physiotherapist offices, occupational therapists, hospitals, dental facilities, laboratory residential care facilities, visiting or working in the prison system, and masks should be worn in government buildings and at the airport. Now, the policy will be reviewed at the Cabinet COVID-19 committee meeting on April 18th. In other news, the group Citizens Uprooting Racism in Bermuda has appointed Stacey Lee Williams as its first full-time and permanent executive director. The anti-racism charity said Ms. Williams came to the role with more than 2 decades service in education and diversity training. Now, Curb said Ms. Williams was, quote, particularly skilled in facilitating the difficult, challenging conversations that true holistic restoration and reconciliation demands, end quote. Ms. Williams states, who became the executive director on March 7th, that she was excited to build relationships in the community. And it's back. What are we talking about? The island's most popular road race, the Bermuda Half Marathon Derby, is returning to full capacity this year with the return of Bermuda Day festivities, including the reopening of the Derby to a larger field of athletes. Now, the announcement was made by the Bermuda Half Marathon Derby Committee yesterday, and the race will come back to former festivities, including the reopening of the Derby to a bigger field after the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the 2020 event, as we know, was canceled, and last year the numbers were reduced because of COVID. The race will take place this year on May 27th, with the Argus Group returning as the lead sponsor for the 4th consecutive year, providing financial and volunteer support with this year's heritage theme of togetherness. Organizers say it will be introducing exciting collaborative upgrades to the race production, with emphasis on enhancing the viewing experience of spectators at home and around the world through live streaming and social media engagement. So we are all going to get our running shoes ready, right? Taking a look at today's weather, we have a high near 73 and a low near 66 degrees. It will be a generally sunny start to the day with a warm near southerly breeze. Now, there will be a mix of sun and clouds with increasing clouds towards the evening. High pressure continues to exit to our east as a warm southwesterly wind persists in advance of a cold front. The front is set to bring rainy periods across Bermuda tomorrow. After a brief period, more wet weather returns for the latter part of Sunday. That's all for our daily hour news break, brought to you by People's Pharmacy. Now let's head back to Jamal and Sherry in the studio for today's focus and see if we could find what's going on with this breaking news.
Lee, nothing yet over here.
Okay.
But if we do, we will definitely share it. But I'm got this smirk on my face, right? Don't go anywhere. Stay backstage. Share what you got days to remember.
Today is walk to work day. Walking, burning calories, exercise the muscles, and refreshes the mind. Our day-to-day lives are often require us to sit in one place with little to no movement to exert our limbs. This type of lifestyle is not healthy, and as it can lead to weight gain, heart problems, and more. Did you know that a brief walking session every day can help boost your immunity? Now that's a win-win situation. So walk to work today.
Hold on. Let me go back to the news. Liana, you took away my excuse to not run the half marathon derby this year because they're opening up the bigger field. Oh, this time it's I can't run because it's not enough spaces.
Exactly.
Now, talking about walk to work. What if you work from home?
Get up and walk around
Go
your
walk around the
neighborhood
house and then come back in the door.
and sit down.
I don't have this problem. I'm trying to get my 20K in.
Oh gosh,
Lee?
but this
Mal, you checked your phone?
Oh, let me see. Sorry. Hold on, folks. Let me check my phone, see what's up.
because this is a circus.
No, I don't have anything. I mean, I do have a lot of messages, but I don't see one. Let me see. No, I don't have anything yet. I don't have anything yet, folks. Maybe,
Gosh.
maybe Liana's doing a
Just maybe.
Just maybe.
You feel me? You feel the audience. You feel the audience. You feel me? Anyway,
I hit her up late last night. I was supposed to start
tried,
on this
we tried,
Monday.
guys.
I was supposed to start this on Monday. We definitely didn't want to name their names and
We
send
did it.
everybody.
We were not trying to create mass hysteria.
You know what I'm
around
gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let Mr. Fotogenik rate you all's comedy after this week. That's what I'm gonna do. Anyway, goodbye, Liana. I hope you don't.
We tried, Lee.
We tried. It was a last minute thing. We really were like 10:30 last night trying to figure out how we were gonna get you.
Oh my goodness.
Up that late at 10:30.
I had to still pull in people, and they're like, "You should have called his wife and got her
We were behind
involved."
the app people.
These are some strange people on here.
So I dive, and you was like, "I hope you're not trying to get us." I was like, "My turn."
Nicole Walker, you are correct. We tried to pull an April Fools. It didn't work. Clearly, we did not fool our brother.
The audience. Was watching all the media outlets trying to find details. Look at that.
Misha Fabla.
That is funny.
Well, we got some people, Sherry. I feel okay now. I feel better.
Okay. And it was my idea. I said, "Lee, when I gotta get," she's like, "I like how you think, Sherry."
I'm gonna get them back. Lee,
We didn't get you.
You have a wonderful weekend.
You as well.
You have a wonderful week. That was not a good one, Rosalind.
Yes, it was, Rosalind. Thank you. Thank you. Can we get a round of applause for Sherry and I?
That's your round of applause. Goodbye. Have a great weekend, Lee.
Bye, guys.
They almost got me. They almost got me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna be honest. They almost got me, folks. They almost got me. I stood strong, though. I stood strong. Let's go to a commercial break. Don't go anywhere. The brothers are coming up. It's a bumping Friday.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's, I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
The history of everyday use of spices extends back thousands of years into antiquity. Since 1976, the Frontier Natural Foods Co-op has been bringing a wide range of exciting and authentic flavors to the table. A comprehensive range of ancient traditional herbs and spices produced organically and sustainably. The results are good news for the environment and more robust, fragrant essential oils in these natural seasonings. This month, we're featuring Frontier Natural Products, at least 95% organic salt-free lemon pepper. Lindo's. Why go anyplace else?
Mom's celebrating her 70th birthday next month. Have you noticed her age is catching up with her?
Yeah,
Plus, she's having a hard time getting up and around like she's used to. I would sure hate to see her fall.
At Medical House Limited, we can help make life situations easier. We have electric beds, motorized scooters, bath stools, walkers, you name it.
Mom's been real good to us. We'll get her birthday and Christmas gifts from Medical House.
Medical House has relocated next to the Dandytown Field, number 6 Bakery Lane, Pembroke. Telephone 292-3622.
Alrighty, happy birthday, Sancha. Welcome back to the big show. Sherry Vanderpool, I'm Jamal Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by Medical House, One Communications, Lindos, and People's Farms. They try to get me, but folks, I'm still standing. I'm still standing. I'm here, and yeah. I'll try to get. Actually, I'm gonna work with Mr. Fotogenik and then try to get him back. But without further ado, let's bring our guests for the day. We've got DJ Rusty G and Mr. Fotogenik. Good morning, fellas. What's up? How's everybody doing?
Morning. Wow, man.
So before we get into the combo, we're here. Big release day, April Fool's Day apparently, and I almost got fooled. But I need Mr. Fotogenik to rate their prank just now. A scale of 1 to 10. You don't have to go higher than 1.
I'd have to go higher than 1. I would give it 7, 8.
7, 8.
Because the thing is, they got me too. I'm like, oh,
it was pretty good, man. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty good.
Yeah, they did a thing. I'm not gonna. I went in my film. I'm like, I don't see nothing, but I was waiting on her to do it in her news break, right? I'm like, she's gonna bring it. But yeah, they got me. I held strong though. So they got a 7 or 8 from Mr. Fotogenik. Got a 7 or 8.
Definitely.
All right, cool. But fellas, I downloaded the song this morning. Bumping. I'm gonna tell you what I like about it before we even get into the combo. Okay. Rusty G knows I've been a fan, just how he is probably one of the most authentic DJs, and hearing Rusty G and hearing the Bermudian in him, and when I listened to the opening of this song and throughout it was just the most Bermudian thing ever, the authenticity, and I like that's what I got out of it and really enjoyed about it. But I think people want to know, how did 2 of Bermuda's most popular entertainers link up to collaborate?
Well, Rusty, you can answer that.
You, Sean. You go ahead, bro.
Okay,
you go ahead, bro.
Last year, Rusty sent me this beat, right? And I had it for a while, and I didn't write anything. And Rusty kept hitting me up, yo, man, what's going on? Yeah, I'm gonna get to it, right? Now I really got to it, and I finally got to it and did something. Rusty was like, "Oh, yeah, it's nice, but he said it has potential." You know what I mean? So I'm like, all right, So we guys end up going to the studio, recording. I actually recorded it a different way. It wasn't in the Bermudian accent at first. It was more or less like a Caribbean type accent. And then Rusty was like, "Hey, you guys," I think I was playing around in the studio, and he's like, "How about you do in Bermudian?" I'm like, "Serious?" Whereas it was hard to do it in Bermudian because I had to really think. I was overthinking to just be myself. You know what I mean? But that's how it happened. Yeah.
So again, and that's the first thing I picked up, Rusty. Like again, I picked up, hey, this is a Bermudian accent. This is authentic. And I know part of your dream, Rusty, is to kind of get us out there where we're putting our talent at the forefront. Like, we're not just openers, but we are the main attractions. But where did the inspiration from this song come from?
Well, I like how he told the story, but he missed out some details.
Ooh.
So he missed out some details. So I can give you guys here at the Daily Hour the juice. But basically, Sean was actually the first person that I spoke to record Full Stop last year, not Firewind.
Right.
So Sean had came to the studio and he had recorded a demo for Full Stop. And I don't know, I think Sean just weren't feeling the vibe in the song. I don't know what it was. I mean, you'd have to ask him why, but ended up being that Sean wasn't the artist for Full Stop. But we started talking and it was like, well, Rusty, what else you got? So that was when I had sent him, the beat for Bumping. Now, with that being said, the beat for Bumping that I sent him sounded very different from what we have right now. And I think if you ask Foto, he probably say he weren't really feeling it at first. That's why it took him so long to write something. I don't know. Foto, what you say?
No, hey, I ain't lie. I wasn't. It didn't move right away. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? It didn't move me right away. So I was like, how am I gonna write to this? And then he gave me some direction of which way to go. I'm like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. And not until like when the vocals were laid and he started taking out stuff, and that's like, okay, this is a vibe now, Rusty. You got me now. You got me. Because even the first time, a couple of times I went to the studio, it was like, yeah, I'm just coming to the studio to do this song. Rusty wants me to do this song. Let me just do what I gotta do. And
yeah, that's exactly how it was for months. And then I don't know when it clicked. Something clicked between what I was saying and Foto's vibe and I want to say it was the Bermudian band. I want to say it was when we started getting some of those lines in there in Bermudian. And it was like something just clicked and the energy just changed. And then we just started really firing on getting the song to where it is right now.
Yeah. And I mean, you just explained the process because, when people, at the end of the day, the majority of public, people love music, right? I mean, if it's one thing I think everyone enjoys, it's music. Different genres, but music is something that really just does something for us. But we usually only understand the end result. We don't really understand everything that goes into it. I don't like this beat, or writing to this one's a bit difficult, or the collaboration, the amount of hours it takes to get a song right. I remember maybe it was Tupac one time in studio, and just realizing, like he wrote so many songs, and how they said it was so abnormal for someone to do that, to write the amount of songs he did in that space. Like it takes so much like engineering and production and writing to make sure beats. How was that process? Like, did you guys how long did this process take? Because I know you're saying, Foto pushed back at first, and that's a great thing though, because
100%.
I think the great thing about that is you remain true to yourself when you don't just jump on every and anything. And I hope people understand the lessons in that. The lessons is like, no, I'm not feeling this beat. To be able to be honest enough to say, yeah, Rusty, not this one, and then finally come to this. But how long was the overall process to get to this point where we're now on April Fool's Day able to download Bumping on many platforms? And I'm sure you'll share where we can get it from.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
I had to answer.
I mean, I don't. When you say how long, it depends on how much time we was actually working on it, right? Because I think that if you want to talk about actual time, like physical actual time, it was probably a couple of months. But when we first started talking about collaborating was about February last year. So that was when we first started actually talking about, hey, let's work on something. It was about February last year.
Yeah.
Wow. And Foto, during this time, how many different ideas did you have that you wanted to bring to the table to make something happen? Because February last year, Full Stop hadn't been released. It was released like in May, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
Correct. Yeah.
Correct. And so you saw that come out. You saw that come out. What at that time when you saw that come out, did you have any regrets, or did you say, you know what, this gives us time to create something different, that's something that reflects more of the vibe that I want to send out there?
No, I didn't have any regrets, because you know what? Because when I saw Wayne and how Wayne did it, I'm like, that song was for Wayne. Yeah. No doubt
Facts.
Was for Wayne, right?
Facts.
I don't know, but when it came to writing the song, Rusty irritated me. I wanted to fight Rusty a lot of times because I will write something and then Rusty would have me rewrite it. Yeah, look, you gotta do something different. You gotta do something different. To be honest, the chorus bumping was not the original chorus. I had a whole other chorus, but I told Rusty, look, bro, I'm not really feeling the chorus like that. I think I want to do something different because we went back to the studio to do the bridge part. And I end up changing the whole chorus. I'm like, I ain't really feeling the chorus. And then once we did that, Rusty was like, oh yeah, this one's better. This one's better, you know. But it was a lot of rewriting and stuff. But you know, and a lot of going back and forth to the studio. But the end result, I'm happy with the end result. So I guess, you know, it was all worth it.
What do you guys hope? Like, I mean, just this comment right here by Rosalind Famous. And folks, if you have any questions or comments, feel free. I'll get through as many as possible. She says, thank you for deliberately celebrating the Bermudian accent. It's one of our island's most authentic products. And I agree. I mean, my accent goes everywhere I go. I mean, I've been in this country, in the US, about 3 years, since 2001. And it's something I cherish. I'm sounding different, especially in sales. It can benefit me, right? Get those conversations going. But what do you hope this song does in inspiring people to appreciate their culture and the authentic them when they're on the international stage?
It's just about embracing who we are. You know, it's a step towards that. I don't really know what else can really be said. It's just that, you know, for years we have not embraced who we are, and especially when it comes to the arts, for music. So, you know, hopefully this is a step in the right direction of us maybe showing some people that it is possible to, you know, create and be authentic, as crazy as that might sound, you know.
Yeah. And Photo, people who have grown to know you over the last year or two, they're like, you know, this is like just a funny, entertaining guy. What would you say to people who see you as a comedian and now the songs? I mean, it's hot, and I'm gonna try to play it. If we get struck out, we'll deal with that. But you're becoming an all-round talent. Like, people that are saying, "Oh, that's the funny guy." Like, what would you say to them to get them to buy into this song? Like, understand that, yo, this is what's up. This is your summer jam.
Yeah, well, I guess it's got a comedic twist to it as well, you know. So I just think it because my videos do well. It was like, this is Mr. Fotogenik, so it's kind of like the crossover between the comedy and the music. So I think if people like my videos, they should like the song. That's how I see it. But I don't know if that's gonna be. We'll see what happens when if the people playing it and downloading it. But that's what I felt when we was doing it.
Alrighty. And any live performances? Obviously, last year we were still shut down and stuff. And I remember we asked Rusty and Fire Wayne, are there going to be any live performances where people can see you guys get out? Are you planning on doing anything? I mean, looks like we're having Carnival this year for the first time in a few years. So can we expect you there? Can we expect something sooner, more intimate setting? I know Rusty plays a lot of places, Pickled Onion. Are we going to be expected to see you performing it live a lot or anytime soon?
I feel like you definitely should expect me to be performing at different places, right? I don't know. I didn't even know if I'm performing tonight. Me and Rusty ain't getting talked about that.
We spoke about it.
I was assuming that I was, but I don't know. I'm just getting to me.
I must say, right, the rapport you guys have put Sherry and I to bed. I thought we threw each other under the bus. You guys, man, I love it. I love it.
You don't understand, man. It looks this guy was giving me in the studio and he was recording. And I'm like, bro, man, can we try that again? Can we do another take? And then he just give me this look like, and if looks could cut, man, I tell you.
So, I mean, you guys are very creative, and Mr. Fotogenik, when you came on, you told your story. You started off as a photographer. You're doing comedy. You're doing music. Rusty, I always say you're more than just a DJ. Like, you are a businessman. You're an entertainer. You guys are just all around people. How can what you're doing, and I know this is probably, you're doing it to make a living. You're doing it because you love it. But how can you inspire other Bermudians to do something like this, to believe that the solutions for what they want are within? And when I say solutions, is it seems like we're always looking outside for entertainment, or we value outside entertainment so much more. How can we inspire our own to follow this path, to believe that we can do quality work, we can entertain on a quality level and get people to buy into us like the way we buy into other cultures?
That's a great question. I mean, what I would say is this, touching on your topic earlier about social media presence, internet presence, all of that stuff, the internet can really change people's lives. And I think that a lot of Bermudians specifically don't even understand the power that they hold in their hands with their phones, and what sharing something, reposting something, retweeting something, commenting on something. I don't think people in Bermuda really truly understand what that can do for an individual or for a group of people if they just channeled into it. 100 shares can be the difference between something being a flop and something being everywhere worldwide. Believe it or not, that could be the tipping point, the starting point. And so a lot of people in Bermuda see things that they like and things that they appreciate, but then they don't go that extra step online. So I feel like if we can tap into changing the perspective of, instead of just being on the fence sitting and getting active in terms of, if I like it, I'm gonna endorse that. That changes the whole game, and that inspires more people, and it starts things moving even further. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. I don't know how Photo feels about it, but yeah.
All right, let's see what's your thoughts, Photo.
Oh, I'm muted. You hear me?
No, yeah, you hear you. You're good.
Oh, okay, no, because it said I was muted. Okay, no problem. Oh, say ask the question again, because someone had called me or whatever, so then I kind of missed it.
This guy is funny.
I'm just saying,
I was saying, based on what you guys have done, how can we inspire other Bermudians based on how you've grown your authentic selves, your true Bermudianship in this? How can you inspire other Bermudians to believe in themselves and believe that they too can provide quality entertainment beyond the shores of Bermuda?
I just think it's all about what people see, and if they see that you're doing it, and they say, okay, well, I could do that too. I feel like even with me, when it comes to my videos, I inspire a lot of people. Young ones, like I would say, like that in primary school, high school. Like I was going across Delta Neataka the other day. I saw this little girl that I knew, and then as I was driving past, her little boy say, "That's Fotogenik." So I'm like, oh gosh. So I said, "Come in up," when I came past. But I know people, heard people use my different sayings or whatever, and probably not even know it's me. But I'm heard little kids doing it. But I think it's all about you just being out there, and that alone will inspire somebody.
All right, so let's do this, and I think the work that you continue to do, and Rusty, I didn't know until we had Jay on, Jalen Hines, official J3. That's when I found out the work that you're doing in terms of helping artists and producing music, and that was pretty like almost 2 years ago when she told us. And since then, I've just learned more about what you're doing on that stage, and I for one am grateful, because I feel like, going back to my radio days in Bermuda, Bermudians were needed that, like they were missing that. Even to produce certain quality songs, people felt like they had to go to Jamaica sometimes or go to the US. And I think we're finally, we have someone in a space that's given them an opportunity to reach those levels. But I want to, if you guys don't mind, just give the audience a little, something so that they can see what I'm talking about.
Turn it up, Jamal.
Turn it up. Oh boy. So guys, honestly, I mean, just the opening, our Roy Smith used to always say, the first 8 seconds I gotta catch you. The first 8 seconds, you just want to see hear what he's gonna say next. that's
right.
Like, that opening is like, where is he going? Where is he going? But it's a great song. It's definitely catchy from the start, and I would
Thank you,
encourage you all to go download it. What platforms can the song be found on?
It's available on all platforms now. I'll drop the link in the YouTube and the Facebook so that anybody who's watching right now can get it. But yeah, whatever you use to listen to music, Apple Music, Spotify, Deezer, Tidal, Amazon, whatever. It's
YouTube.
Available everywhere. YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Yep, can't forget YouTube. Available everywhere.
All righty. Well, look, they want more, right? They want more, right? But Photo, you want to give them a live something, or you want to wait till they pay to come see that somewhere?
Well, look, I can't even say come out tonight because apparently it's no more room for people to come.
I sold out, man.
Rusty, you be selling things out, man. That's a good problem to have. That is a good problem to have.
Yeah, we'll see. But you know what? I'll say this, that we are actually working on shooting a video for it, and we're gonna need people. So that should be happening in the next few weeks. You know what I mean?
So folks.
We need some people. You know, I know. Was I supposed to say that, Rusty? Let me make sure.
Yeah, man.
I don't know.
Put it out there.
That's cool.
It's interesting. He said, no, but Rusty, it's interesting. He said, was I supposed to say that? Hey, I've been apologizing to Rusty all week, but I know about. Trust me, I know about. Oh shucks, Rusty's sharing something with me. Oh damn. Hey, appreciate you guys. Thank you for the music. Please let us know what we can do to help continue to push everything that you guys are doing. Not that you need it, you do very well on your own, but look, keep it up. Thank you. And Bermuda, get out, support these brothers. DJ Rusty G, Mr. Fotogenik, fellas, have a good and I'm gonna Sherry, I think she put an April Fool's joke on you guys when you came on. She left, right? She left. She's gonna blame it on her internet, but she left. So take that 7 or 8 back and give her and Iana a 1. All right.
Cool. 1. All right. All right. A 1 for leaving.
Yeah.
Maybe the internet dropped though. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
That's the excuse they're gonna try to give us. That's right. But fellas, appreciate you. Talk soon.
All right.
No, thanks so much, man. Have a great weekend. Yeah.
You too. Rusty G, Mr. Fotogenik. We're gonna take a quick break. Sherry, she will be back hopefully after this to wrap it up with me. Yeah, she ditched us. I'm a hurl up about it. She ditched us. Get the song bumping. It's hot. It's hot. You trust me. I've been listening to it this morning. We were almost late coming on air because I was listening to it. But we're gonna call out Sherry in a few minutes. Do not go anywhere. I heard her talking about April Fools. They try to get me.
A lot happens around your home. That is why at One Communications, we have introduced affordable security and video monitoring, because everyone should be able to afford to protect their family. Anytime, from anywhere, One Home Security keeps you connected and puts security in your hands with an easy-to-use smartphone app to control everything. Home security is important to keep you and your family safe. Motion-activated cameras around your home and security monitoring within create a complete security system providing protection both inside and outside your home. Professional monitoring means that there's someone on call with 24/7 protection to notify the authorities and help keep you and your loved ones safe. We are dedicated to whole home protection with indoor and outdoor cameras, smart door locks, motion sensors, and more, so you'll always be connected to what matters most. With professional installation, no upfront hardware fees, and low monthly rates, because keeping your family safe should be affordable for everyone. Total home video monitoring and security, there's no better way to protect your home than with One Home Security.
Alrighty. So if you appreciate that conversation with Rusty G and Mr. Fotogenik, give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share this Bermudian talent, folks. Make sure you share it. Now, what we're going to do, thanks again to People's Pharmacy, Medical House, One Communications, and Lindos. What we're going to do is find out Sherry's excuse for ditching the fellas just now. So, Sherry, the floor is yours.
It's not an excuse. You kicking me out of this studio. Like, why don't you just be honest and tell the people the truth? You wanted to have the show all to yourself with your fellas, and that's cool. And you just kicked me out because you have that control. So here I am back.
You know what,
It's
Sherry?
your fault, Jamal.
Thank God for screenshots. Thank God for screenshots, because you would have this audience believe in us, believe in you, if it was not for screenshots, Sherry. So yeah,
I can't.
yeah.
I'm not messaging you nothing anymore, and
Yeah.
I'm deleting
Yeah,
everything.
yeah. She plays a role on this show like she don't like me. She
That
loves
was good. That
she
was
love me.
good in it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she loved me, folks. She almost got you all. You almost believed her though. You almost believed her.
It's
But
the truth.
yeah, I'm glad you're back. I'm glad everything seems fine. And
Yes.
you got a 1 from Mr. Photogenic, you and Liana.
No. I heard it was a 7-8, and you told him that I should be given a 1. He didn't come up with that on his own.
Oh, you heard that part?
I did.
Oh, okay. Look, try to stump me, lady. Come on, give it to me. I'm ready. Yeah.
What's the name of the 2 actors who played the lead roles in Men Can Jump?
Wesley Snipes and is it Woody Harrelson?
All right. What is the
Woody?
name of the hit single sung by Celine Dion and featured in the film Titanic?
My Heart Will Go On.
Good stuff. This is all having to do with movies because of, the slap hurled around the world.
Oh.
What is the name of the 1997 film that stars John Cusack, Nicolas Cage, and John Malkovich?
I don't know who any of those people are.
Really? You don't know who Nicolas Cage is?
I've heard the name, but no.
Con Air. You
I
never
ain't never
seen
heard
that
that
movie?
movie. You know I ain't even see The Color Purple. What's wrong with you?
Don't say that out loud ever
Oh,
again, Jamal. Do not. You need to keep that within because.
Yeah. No worries.
All right.
You got some.
And
good
your
bits.
last one.
What?
Oh, yeah. No. You would get that one anyway.
Give it to me. Give it to
Okay.
me.
Who played Captain Stephen Miller
Who the hell is that?
in Independence Day? I was leaving that
Oh,
part out on
Will
purpose.
Smith. Will Smith. I haven't seen the movie, but okay. Will Smith.
Good is the song Bumpin' that you just played, and that it was, of course, it's Rusty G and Mr. Fotogenik, and everyone should go download it. I hear it, I can see it in Carnival. Plug. And Bad and Ugly, of course, the government, they take both of those categories. Like it is a circus, I tell you.
Even if it's an April Fool's joke, folks. Final thoughts on today's show, Sherry?
The government's an April Fool's joke. It depends on what kind of service and product that you're using. A web presence can be important depending on what it is. And like Jamal said, and it may not. So, it just all depends on what you're looking for. I think reviews are important regardless. As far as Mr. Fotogenik and Rusty G, that's all you need to say. It's those 2 words. Great combination.
Even though she ditched you guys. Honestly, I feel like sometimes we have conversations and everyone thinks there's a right and wrong answer. There's really not. That's the purpose of conversation. Web presence honestly depends on, as I think the majority of people said, product and or service. I'm not easily influenced, but I'm a person based on needs. I do things based on needs. And so if I need something and I find something, I'm just driving on the street. It's like a liquor store. They don't have to advertise for most people or have a web presence. Most people are just going to drive by. Yeah, I feel like a hit. Let me stop by. Right? Photogenic and Rusty, I am just so proud of what they're doing for Bermudians and Bermuda. When Black men are doing things that are not good, they're plastered on their front page and it's big news. I would love for them to be the top story on the news. Fire Wayne and Rusty and DJ Ibreeze, like these are people that are literally making us happy, making us smile. Nadanja, there's so many people, Bobby Sumner, King Sumner, like people that are legit every day just making us laugh and smile in times when all of us are so frustrated, whether it be government or work. Well, it's a stressful time. So I'm grateful to them. I'm thankful. And I really hope that Bermudians not only support them, but push their product to your friends and family outside of Bermuda. Let's make people know that Bermuda is in the game. We are in the entertainment business. We're not just a business and tourist destination, but we're a talent destination. We are a place full of talented people, and looking forward to the work that this song does beyond the shores of Bermuda. You've got some daily inspiration for us, right?
I sure do. I put my phone down, but that's okay. I have it together. To accomplish great things, you must not only act, but also dream, not only plan, but also believe. Anatoly France, appropriate for today.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Folks, we are going to let you go. Don't forget, if you haven't already, we didn't do a giveaway today, but we will be doing one next week. But don't forget, go on our website, make sure you subscribe and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You want to make sure you subscribe those two places. All right. Time to go, Sherry.
It
time.
is. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you do that. Thanks again to our partners, Medical House, One Communications, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you all. We love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you on Monday. She's Sherry Vanderpool. I'm Jamel Hartman. Make it a safe and great weekend. And again, happy birthday to our dear friend, Sancha.
Sancha.
Peace.